All right, good Thursday evening. I'm Storm Team 12 Chief Meteorologist Ken South with an update on the severe weather that is coming Friday night through Saturday. There's no doubt about it. We're going to get severe weather over the first half of the weekend. So I hope you have enjoyed your spring break week so far because the weather is about to go downhill. Right now, we're setting the stage for the severe weather. We're just a little more than 24 hours out from some of the first storms getting started overnight Friday night into Saturday morning. The storm that will produce the severe weather is now circulating to the west of us over Utah. That's going to pull into the plains and into the Midwest, and then that trailing cold front is going to give us the storms. So, ahead of the system, it's going to be warm, windy, muggy, and that's really starting tonight. It's almost 11 p.m. It's still 69 degrees. Dew points are in the mid-50s, which isn't very high just yet, but we do know that number is going to continue to go up. So we'll see dew points well into the 60s as we go through tomorrow and especially Saturday. So live IMAX 12 is showing increasing clouds. It'll be mostly cloudy by tomorrow morning with low temperatures near 60 degrees. Notice the average low is 46. It's about 15 degrees above average. Same thing for the afternoon. The average high is about 68, 69. We're going to be in the lower to mid 80s. We were at 84 today. We could certainly do that again tomorrow. These are just a few degrees shy of record highs for this time of the year. Anytime you threaten record highs, you know things are out of whack, and Mother Nature is going to try to equalize things. It's going to try to get things back to where they should be, and that's why this front's going to be coming in with a round of severe weather. So during the day tomorrow, can't rule out a stray shower, but most of the action is going to be coming in later Friday, I think, after the sun goes down. There's going to be plenty of storm fuel for the storms. This is a measure of the atmospheric instability over Mississippi. By midnight Friday going into Saturday, it's going to be sky high. You know what? It gets even worse as we get into Saturday afternoon. We get into the heating of the day a little bit. We could even see a little bit of sun early Saturday over parts of the state. That would only destabilize the atmosphere. The warmer it is, the more moisture the atmosphere can hold, and the more moisture that's in the atmosphere, the more unstable it is because it makes it more buoyant. So, just the setup is there. This is not a good situation. In fact, the news with this has kind of been getting worse over the past couple of days. Now, that instability is going to shift eastward later Saturday as the cold front moves from west to east across Mississippi. So what cold front? Well, take a look back to the west. There it is, coming out of the west. This deep area of low pressure is going to be over Nebraska and Kansas, moving into the Midwest. Now, look at Mississippi Friday afternoon. Doesn't look so bad, right? Just a stray shower, but it is going to be muggy and kind of breezy out there. You're going to feel like we've got severe weather coming, and that definitely is going to be the case. The front slowly comes in. We're going to get that first round of storms, kind of a wave of low pressure that's going to develop along the front, and that's going to give us that second round as we get into the afternoon and evening hours. And really the Pine Belt is going to be targeted, I think, with that second round. That's the bullseye for getting significant severe weather. We're talking about damaging straight line winds, I think 70 miles per hour or better, and this is where I think tornadoes are going to be most likely. And unfortunately, we could be talking about violent EF2 or stronger long-track tornadoes. It's not what we want to see, kind of like the variety we had in Rolling Fork a couple of years ago. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but unfortunately that is what we do need to be prepared for. So here's a look at the timing of this. Again, I wanted to wait until some of the later models come in so you can get the very latest here. This is the first round coming in early Saturday morning. It could start around daybreak, but I think it's really going to blow up right around mid-morning from about 8 to about 10 a.m. That is going to move northward along the front, and then we're going to see more scattered storms developing shortly after the lunch hour in the early afternoon. Now, notice these are scattered storms here, so we said this yesterday, the chance of rain is not 100% area-wide. Some areas could get missed by the first round and could get missed by the second round. I think that's more likely the farther west you live. Areas maybe around Jefferson, Franklin, Adams County may not get a whole lot out of either round of storms. But the farther east you are, your chance of rain is definitely going to be 100%, because take a look at this. We're going to see a squall line kind of coalescing to the east. I'm going to back this up if I can. Well, I can't do that. But the squall line is going to come come together east of I-55 later in the afternoon, and then that's going to move eastward across the Pine Belt and into Alabama. It won't be done until later in the evening. I'm thinking about 8, 9 o'clock. It should mostly be over into Alabama. But if you think about it, we're going to be dealing with the possibility of severe weather from daybreak Saturday until after the sun goes down Saturday. So pretty much all day we are going to be under the threat of severe weather over central and south Mississippi. So what is the risk level? It's up there, a level 2 to 3 for that first round. The higher risk, the farther north you are for round number 1, but then round number 2 in the afternoon and evening, everybody in our viewing area, from the Delta through the Metro, the Pine Belt, all the way down to the Gulf Coast, is going to be under a level 4 now out of 5 risk of severe weather. That is a moderate risk, and these don't happen that often. We usually get a moderate risk area for some parts of Mississippi maybe a couple of times a year, and this is actually covering most of the state. So this is why we're expecting a significant round of severe weather. So I think strong winds, tornadoes, and large hail not only possible, but actually likely with this severe weather event Saturday. The threat of damaging winds very high, tornadoes high, and we're going to see some quarter-sized hail or bigger. And I'm going to keep the flooding threat at least medium, because remember, we could see a round of storms in the morning, we may get a break, and then some of the same areas could see more heavy rain and severe weather later in the day. So there is going to be a bullseye in the Delta, north of the Metro, of about 2 to 3 inches of rain, and also over parts of the Pine Belt. Notice, though, that there are parts of the state, especially down in the southwest, may only pick up a half inch of rain, if that. Again, those are the areas that could be missed by this event. So Saturday is going to be a weather alert day all day long. Remember, have multiple ways to get warnings. Don't rely on those tornado sirens. They may not work. They may not be close enough to you. You could be inside where you can't hear them. You need to have multiple ways to get warnings. A great way is download the WJTV News and Weather apps. On the Weather app, you can get the warnings delivered directly to you, and then if we are in continuous live weather coverage, you can watch that coverage on our News app, and you can take it with you to your safe spot. But again, bottom line, have multiple ways to get warnings. If you have a NOAA weather radio, make sure that it's working and that it's in the on position before this severe weather event starts. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to have a disaster kit maybe during the day Friday before the severe weather hits. You can kind of get that together. So after Saturday, big improvement in the weather. Now, we are going to cool down behind the front. It's not going to be a huge cool down, about 10 to 15 degrees on average. But remember, temperatures have been about 10 to 15 degrees above normal. So again, this is Mother Nature kind of trying to get things back to normal. So Sunday's weather temperatures are going to be more typical of mid-March. We're looking at lows in the 40s and highs in the upper 60s through St. Patrick's Day. And then next week we're going to start to warm back up. So for this night through Friday morning, we're going to see increasing clouds, a south wind overnight, 60 degrees in the morning, and then tomorrow afternoon at least 82, but we could hit 83, 84, 85 degrees, not out of the question. Again, that's going to be a few degrees shy of a record high for tomorrow. That's with a mix of sun and clouds, 10% chance of a stray shower. Notice our winds increasing, gusting in from the south at up to about 30 miles per hour. So after the weather alert day Saturday, we got a nice long stretch where we don't have to worry about the weather. Certainly Sunday through Tuesday looks really good. I think another system is going to be coming in Wednesday night and early Thursday, although it doesn't look like a bad storm at this point. I'm thinking the chance of rain overnight Wednesday up to about 30% at best. So overall, next week is looking good. We just got to get through Saturday. Saturday's going to be a bad day for us. We're going to have it covered. Meteorologist Gracie Morris and Austin Powell will be here Saturday with me. We'll be manning this event from Friday night through the day Saturday until it is over. So that is it for tonight. Meteorologist Gracie Morris is going to be here with your next update Friday morning. Until then, be safe and have a good night.